3 countries, 1 trophy, and somehow FIFA thought this was a good idea. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is being hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. That's never happened before. 3 separate nations, 3 different governments, 3 different currencies, 3 different sets of rules, all trying to run the biggest sporting event on the planet at the same time. And nobody's really talking about how genuinely complicated this is. So in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to break down exactly how this works, why FIFA did it, and why depending on who you support this tournament could either be the greatest World Cup ever, or the most exhausting one to follow. Let's go. Why 3 hosts? Back in 2018, the United States, Canada, and Mexico submitted a joint bid to host the 2026 World Cup. They called it the United Bid, and FIFA loved it. Not just because of the passion for football, mainly because of the stadiums, the infrastructure, and let's be honest, the money. America alone has some of the biggest stadiums on the planet. MetLife Stadium in New York holds over 82,000 people. Attente Stadium in Dallas, SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. These aren't football grounds. These are cities with roofs. FIFA looked at all of that and said yes, immediately. So far, so good. Now here's where it starts getting complicated. The 2026 World Cup has 48 teams. That's side more than any previous tournament. More teams means more games. More games means you need more venues. And more venues spread across 3 countries means, well, chaos. There are 30 host cities in total. 11 in the United States, 3 in Mexico, and 2 in Canada. Spread across a continent that is, and I cannot stress this enough, absolutely enormous. Think about this. The distance between Vancouver in Canada and Miami in the United States is roughly 4,500 kilometers. That's longer than flying from London to Egypt. And teams could potentially have to travel between cities like that multiple times during the group stage alone. In theory, FIFA has planned this out carefully. In practice, teams are going to be exhausted before the knockouts even begin. The travel problem is real. Every team at a normal World Cup sets up 1 base camp, 1 hotel, 1 training facility. They stay there for the whole group stage and only travel for match days. Simple. At this World Cup, your group stage games might be in 3 different cities across 2 different countries. A team could play in Mexico City, then fly to Toronto, then fly to Dallas. That's not a football tournament. That's a world tour. And it's not just the players. Think about the fans. If you're supporting your national team and they're playing in different countries across North America, you're not just booking match tickets. You're booking international flights, hotel rooms in multiple cities, and dealing with visa requirements across 3 different border systems. Here's where it gets interesting. Citizens from many countries need different visas for the US, Canada, and Mexico. You might be able to enter Canada and Mexico fine, but the US could be a completely different situation. FIFA has said they're working on special tournament travel arrangements, but the logistics of that for hundreds of thousands of international fans, genuinely complicated. Now, let's talk about the format itself. 48 teams are split into 12 groups of 3. Top 2 from each group go through automatically. Then the 8 best third-place finishers also advance. That creates a round of 32, a brand new stage. That's never existed at a World Cup before. This sounds simple, it isn't. Because now the bracket is longer. A team needs to win 7 games to lift the trophy instead of the old 6. That extra game, combined with intercontinental travel between host cities, means player fitness and squad depth matter more than ever before. Small nations with shallow squads are going to feel this tournament physically in a way they never have before. So who actually benefits from all of this? The United States, Canada, and Mexico all get home advantage, sort of. The tournament is heavily weighted toward American cities. 60 of the 104 games, including the final, are being played in the U.S. MetLife Stadium in New York is hosting the final on the 19th of July 2026. Mexico gets 3 games in the group stage, all in Mexico City and Guadalajara. Canada gets games in Toronto and Vancouver, but the deep knockout rounds almost entirely in the United States. So if you're the U.S. national team and you advance deep into the tournament, you could theoretically be playing most of your knockout games at home, in front of a home crowd, in a stadium you've played in before. That is a serious advantage, and FIFA knows it. So here's the bottom line. Three hosts sounds exciting on paper, and honestly, in some ways, it is. The atmosphere across North America is going to be electric. New markets, new fans, and billions of people discovering football for the first time. But underneath all of that excitement is a genuinely complicated logistical puzzle that no World Cup has ever had to solve before. Tired players, confused fans, cross-border visa nightmares, and a bracket so long that winning it feels like running a marathon, then being asked to run another one. The 2026 World Cup is going to be the biggest sporting event in human history. The question is, will it also be the most chaotic? And honestly, that might be exactly what makes it unmissable.
If you want to understand every part of this tournament before it kicks off, the format, the teams, the rules, all of it, subscribe, because we're breaking all of it down, one video at a time. Football Unlocked. Simple, fast, clear.